Most people picture criminal defense lawyers standing in a courtroom, delivering powerful speeches to a jury while dramatic music plays in the background. But in reality, those moments are only a small fraction of the job. The real work of a criminal defense lawyer happens long before anyone steps into a courtroom. It's a profession built on preparation, strategy, and constant decision-making under pressure. Criminal defense lawyers are responsible for representing individuals who have been accused of crimes, ensuring their legal rights are protected and that they receive a fair process under the law. It's a job that requires not only legal knowledge, but also emotional resilience, communication skills, and the ability to think clearly in high-stress situations. Today, we're taking a closer look at what a typical day in the life of a criminal defense lawyer might actually look like. For many defense attorneys, the day begins early, often before the courthouse even opens. The first part of the morning is usually spent reviewing case files. Each client comes with a unique situation, and lawyers must carefully analyze police reports, witness statements, body camera footage, and any physical or digital evidence connected to the case. Even the smallest detail can become important later, so nothing can be overlooked. Defense lawyers often manage multiple cases at once, sometimes juggling dozens depending on their workload, which means their mornings are filled with reading, note-taking, and developing strategies for several different situations at the same time. As the day gets underway, one of the most important parts of the job begins: communicating with clients. Many clients are experiencing one of the most stressful periods of their lives. They may be facing jail time, financial penalties, or long-term consequences that could affect their careers and personal relationships. Some clients are confused about the legal process, while others may be anxious, defensive, or even distrustful. The defense lawyer must explain complex legal concepts in a way that is clear and understandable, while also building trust. This relationship is critical because the decisions a client makes, whether to accept a plea deal or go to trial, can significantly impact the outcome of the case. After meeting with clients, the lawyer often prepares for court appearances. Contrary to popular belief, not every day involves a full trial. In fact, much of a defense lawyer's time in court is spent attending hearings, status conferences, and procedural updates. During these appearances, lawyers may argue motions, request additional evidence from the prosecution, or negotiate terms that could influence how the case proceeds. Negotiation is a major part of criminal defense work. In many cases, defense attorneys engage in discussions with prosecutors to reach plea agreements that can reduce charges or lessen penalties. These negotiations require a deep understanding of the law, as well as strong interpersonal skills. A skilled defense lawyer must know when to push for a better outcome and when accepting an agreement may be in the client's best interest. Throughout the day, lawyers also spend a significant amount of time conducting legal research. The legal system is built on precedent, meaning past court decisions play a major role in shaping how current cases are handled. Defense lawyers review similar cases, analyze how judges have ruled in the past, and identify arguments that may strengthen their client's position. This process can be time-consuming, but it is essential for building a strong defense. Another important aspect of the job is investigating the facts. Defense lawyers do not simply accept the prosecution's version of events. They may interview witnesses, review surveillance footage, examine forensic reports, and sometimes work with private investigators to uncover additional information. The goal is to find inconsistencies, identify weaknesses in the prosecution's case, or discover evidence that supports the client's side of the story. As the day continues, unexpected developments can arise at any moment. A witness might change their statement, new evidence could be introduced, or a court schedule might suddenly shift. Defense lawyers must remain flexible and ready to adapt their strategy quickly. This unpredictability is one of the reasons the job can be mentally exhausting. When a case proceeds to trial, the intensity increases significantly. In the courtroom, defense lawyers must present their arguments clearly and persuasively. They question witnesses, challenge the credibility of evidence, and make objections when necessary. Every word, every question, and every decision can influence how the judge or jury perceives the case. Trials can last for hours, days, or even weeks, requiring sustained focus and preparation. Despite how it is often portrayed in movies, courtroom moments are just the visible tip of the iceberg. Most of the work happens behind the scenes, where lawyers spend hours preparing for those critical moments. Outside of court, defense lawyers also draft a variety of legal documents. These can include motions to dismiss charges, requests to suppress evidence, or written arguments outlining why certain evidence should not be allowed in court. These documents must be precise, well-researched, and supported by legal authority, as they can significantly impact the direction of a case. Time management is one of the biggest challenges in this profession. With multiple clients, strict deadlines, and court appearances that cannot be missed, defense lawyers must carefully organize their schedules. Missing a filing deadline or arriving unprepared to court can have serious consequences, not only for the lawyer, but also for the client they represent. Many lawyers rely on detailed calendars, reminders, and case management systems to stay on track. The emotional aspect of the job is something that often goes unnoticed. Defense lawyers frequently work with individuals who are in difficult or even desperate situations. Some cases involve serious charges that carry heavy consequences. Maintaining professionalism while dealing with emotionally charged circumstances is essential. Lawyers must stay focused on their role, which is to provide the best possible defense within the bounds of the law. This does not mean they necessarily agree with everything their clients have done, but rather that they are committed to ensuring the legal process remains fair. As the workday continues, lawyers often return to their offices to prepare for upcoming cases. This preparation may involve reviewing new evidence, refining arguments, or planning how to approach witness questioning. The work does not stop when court ends. Many defense lawyers continue working into the evening, especially when preparing for major cases. It is not uncommon for the workday to extend well beyond standard business hours. Late nights reviewing documents, organizing case materials, and preparing for the next day are a regular part of the job. Another important responsibility is staying up to date with changes in the law. Laws and legal interpretations can evolve over time, and defense lawyers must remain informed about new rulings or legislative changes that could affect their cases. Continuous learning is a necessary part of maintaining effectiveness in this field. In addition to the legal and strategic aspects of the job, defense lawyers must also develop strong communication skills. They interact not only with clients, but also with judges, prosecutors, law enforcement officers, and court staff. Each interaction requires professionalism, clarity, and confidence. Building a reputation for reliability and competence can influence how cases are handled and how negotiations unfold. As the day winds down, there is often still work to be done. Emails need to be answered, calls returned, and preparations made for the next day's cases. Even after leaving the office, many lawyers continue thinking about their cases, considering different strategies or possible outcomes. It is a job that does not always stay within the boundaries of a typical workday. Despite the long hours and high pressure, many criminal defense lawyers find their work deeply meaningful. They play a vital role in the justice system, ensuring that every individual, regardless of the accusations against them, has the right to a fair defense. This principle is a cornerstone of the legal system, and defense lawyers are responsible for upholding it every day. The job requires discipline, critical thinking, and a strong sense of responsibility. It is not always easy, and it is not always glamorous, but it is essential. Every case represents a person whose future may be at stake, and defense lawyers carry that responsibility with them throughout their work. For criminal defense lawyers, no 2 days are exactly the same. Each case brings new challenges, new decisions, and new outcomes. And while the courtroom may be where the world sees them, it is the hours of preparation, analysis, and dedication behind the scenes that truly define the job. At the end of the day, being a criminal defense lawyer is about more than just arguing cases. It is about navigating complex situations, making difficult decisions, and standing between an individual and the full weight of the legal system. And for those who choose this path, it is a responsibility they carry every single day.